right, here's my 20 minutes of griping. I almost said groping. 20, 20 minutes of griping. Uh, okay, I'm trying not to gripe. I'm trying to live in the gain, and this is how I'm going to phrase my gain. I spent pretty much all of my day, or a good portion of my day, writing this song. And it was a fairly complicated song with notes that I'm not really used to using. And somewhere along the lines, I had it down, like physically written in some computer program that I use. And then I must have deleted something. Like I must have hit, because it just sounds nothing like how I've been practicing it all day. And so that is frustrating. It's maddening, but actually being mad is fine. It's fine to be mad. And the reason it's fine to be mad is, in fact, it's actually really good. Anger is a good emotion because it's a motivating emotion. People who are angry move the needle. They get things done. And because I've been practicing living in the gain and not the gap, I can already tell you what I've gained from this experience. And it's actually a methodology for documenting what notes I want and where I want them. So, win. Like, big win. I'm also tired. I'm fatigued. And I know that I am not a night person. So, I do my best work in the mornings. I will begin again tomorrow. I'm not starting from scratch. I hear music in my mind the best in the morning anyway. So that's where we are. I also do need to, you know, be proud of myself in that I did write a very complicated song in one day. I subsequently then deleted most of it, but it was like up to standard, a good song, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Just can't push it. I can't like force music. More music is not forcible. I can't you can it just it resonates from the body is all it does. There was a famous sculptor, and he said, when asked like something like, how do you form these sculptures out of rock, and he says, I just chip away the unnecessary parts to reveal the sculpture. So that's basically what music feels like to me, is like I just let the music be what it wants to be. And sometimes it feels like I'm groping around in the dark, and other times it feels like the sun's shining and I can see everything easy. So that's fine. I'm not going to get hung up on it, because I'm living in the gain, or I'm trying to, and I got a system out of it. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. And it's also a confidence builder, and that's the thing. Like it's like going to the gym. How do you get stronger? You're not gonna get stronger one day at the gym. You're gonna get stronger by going to the gym every day. So that's me with music now. That's me with this journal. I'm just gonna continue to show up and improve every day. That's the goal. Because I got nothing else going on with my life. Why not? Let's just do it. So anyway, all right. On a happier note, today was a very good day. took my wife out on a nice date. That was really fun. Paid a couple bills. Talked to a contractor about a little project that I want to get started on the house. I got accepted into a welding program, which I'm really excited about. So hopefully those dates line up. I let's see, went on a nice walk. Got to spend some quality time with the doggy dog. I applied for another house sit, which aligns up perfectly with a follow up or a sit prior. So that's really exciting if we can get those two things to align. Sorry, there's this picture over here. Maybe I'll remember this. Happiness is a huggy hubby. It's embroidered, really cute. Yeah, so happy day today. This was a very good day. I think I'm probably gonna try to do yoga after this, just to stretch it out, create some length in the body. Oh shoot, I forgot to read any of the comments prior to getting on here to address anybody. Sorry that I didn't read any comments. Oh man, playing like hurts the like I'm gonna get carpal tunnel in this hand. Man, 6 minutes and 45 seconds in this 20-minute sesh covered a lot of ground. I feel like. That's my journal. This is my journal. What do I want to talk about today? I know. It feels like my brain can't keep up with the amount of progress that I'm making. And like I've said this before to my wife, I say it passively. I'm like, I'm not that smart. And a lot of times she takes it like you're being mean to yourself, but it doesn't really feel like that. It feels like literally my brain is not as strong as I wish it were. And I know that I can work on that. And I guess I'll have to start doing that. But like, that's what it feels like. Like, I'm making all this progress, and those stories that if you haven't made any progress in a while, you just have a stack of stories that you kind of continuously tell yourself over and over again. Versus, like, right now, I'm in this place where I don't have any of those stories. I'm just, I mean, I don't have time to create those stories. I'm just like, what's next? Kind of like, it's exciting, but it's also like, let me wrap my head around kind of situation. So much so that, getting on here and the whole point of this is to journal for myself and meet folks too, but being able to come up here with the ideas, the recaps from, the days, that's kind of the whole point of this too. So I guess if you haven't watched any of my previous videos, you don't know who I am, you don't know what this is about, so I'll introduce myself in a minute. I'm Jacob Johnson. I travel full time with my wife. We pet sit. We both work remotely. I'm tired of my remote job. I want to create an asset, so I'm looking into writing, composing, singing songs that then I can gain royalties from if they're used in some kind of like commercial or advertisement or whatever. And basically, this is my 90-day plan, my 90-day journal to keep anybody who's interested up to date with what's been going on with me. So I've got habit goals and I've got achievement goals. So a habit goal, no, an achievement goal of mine is to, by the end of Q2, is to have 12 songs streaming platforms like Spotify or Apple Music. So I had 11 songs at some point today, but apparently I'm back down to 10, maybe 10 and a half, depending on how tomorrow goes. But that's fine. It's not a big deal. And yesterday I learned how to use some new recording equipment, so that was pretty exciting too. So, big things, like the needle is moving, which is exciting. And like that was an example of me reminding myself of those things, those big things that I've achieved, and saying that habit goal or that achievement goal out loud. So that's an achievement goal. That's one of my achievement goals that I've got. I think Monday I might actually get my other achievement goal accomplished, which is changing jobs. Even though it's not working for myself, it's working for somebody else, which is going to be pretty cool. Especially because there's some element of seasonality to it. If you don't know anything about my wife and I, the reason we decided we wanted to travel full time was because we like to be climatically comfortable. We don't want to be too hot. We don't want to be too cold. So in the summertime, we try to go north, and in the wintertime, we've historically gone south. So that's why we started this journey, basically. And then, of course, as time goes on, strategies change and morph, but the premise is still pretty much the same. By the way, actually, if you want to be cool in the summer months, I don't know if you know this, going north is fine, but the ultimate would be going north and going high. Like the Colorado or the Canadian Rockies is like one of the coolest places that's within reasonable travel distance and ease to get to. In the Americas, in the North Americas, in the summertime. And the reason being is because air particles, when they collide with each other, they cause heat. And so the higher you get, the less air particles there are. So there's less collisions happening, so there's less heat being generated. Something like that. Yeah, so if you're tired of being really, really hot and you're thinking about taking on a life of full-time travel, well, find a place that is north and tall in the summer. And then in the winter, obviously, somewhere like the Caribbean or wherever you want to go in the wintertime, whatever floats your boat. Right, so I'm still trying to wrap my head around this whole like van idea thing, and I think my wife really hit the nail on the head with like, you know what? Let's try it. Like, let's try it. Like, worst case scenario, it doesn't add any real value to your life, so you sell the van. Like, it's not like it's a sunken cost that you. It's not like there's a major sunken cost that you're not going to get back out of the van. It's you just sell the thing. So, I'm working on, really getting on board with the whole concept of finally pulling the trigger on van life, which a big part of me is excited about. I really do fantasize quite often about getting an asset up and running, living on Bureau of Land Management land or like national forests where it's basically free for a very, very long time, being connected to the internet, having those creature comforts, right? But like, just keeping the responsibilities and cost of living just very low. That's very attractive. And then also not to mention like, you can go to Canada, you can go to Mexico, you can go to the like southern parts of South America. You can go to South America. You can go to Central America. Like just being mobile and like you have your house with you. You're not really worried about where you're spending the night. you always have it. But on the flip side is gas is really expensive, and it'll just eat your budget. So it's like you might as well just fork out money for a hotel room, but you're not going to get the same outdoor experience, in a hotel or Airbnb or what have you. Um, and if I'm being honest, I there was a time when we were getting a lot of outdoor exposure, but being back on the East Coast, there's not as much interesting topographical stuff for me anyway personally that is motivating enough to go see. But a van could change that by primarily allowing us to spend long swaths of time um, discovering those harder to reach places where housing is at a premium or just doesn't exist at all. So that is exciting. Um, and I think we do have a nice little, I'm going to say confidently 5 year window before we're really needed in any other, you know, uh, like family demands, that kind of thing, like social demands, kind of. So, journal. I don't know. Yeah, today feels like a recovery day just because I've been really active, physically, psychologically, not so much emotionally. Um, that's another, I think, reason why this journal is good is just to interact with people, on a social level. If you guys want to chat, leave a comment. Love to chat it up. And some new ideas too for social media. I'll be posting shorts coming up on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube of just me playing my songs. I hope to kick that off, I don't know, Monday. Um, and really get going with the socials consistently. So if there's anybody out there who, I don't know, would be interested in a percentage cut of royalties, let me know. Because I can't pay you right now, but if I get famous, you know, um, it'd be like back pay for the rest of your life. So pretty good passive income. If anybody's interested in managing socials, because I'm not interested in any of that stuff. I'm really just interested in creating music and singing it, um, playing it. So, trying to think what else is going on with me. Tired, but like tired in a satisfactory way. Um, Still missing social contact though. So, yeah, if you do want to connect, seriously, reach out. Love to chat about whatever you want to talk about. Um, Whatever's bugging you. If you've got if you've got some good tips and tricks on full time travel or taking advantage of credit card points or just life skills or something that most people don't know about or overlook or don't take full advantage of. I love learning about that kind of stuff. So yeah. Um Big ideas, little tech ideas. If anybody knows how to like tie cool knots, I've always been interested in learning how to tie knots. I suck at it. That was a random one. I don't know. Okay. Should we count it down? 10, 9, 8. This is me logging off in like 5 seconds. So, another one in the books. I think this was number 5. All right. See you. Bye.